Hey guys, hello and welcome to Apex Detail Studio. My name is Gaurav. We've got a car in over here which I definitely want to talk to you about and see what the challenges are. This is a gorgeous BMW M2, but there are a lot of problems with it with the PPF that's been installed on this car. This was installed at another workshop and now it's come in for us to have an inspection and see exactly what we can do to fix this. Unfortunately, pre-cut PPFs have a great reputation of doing a lot of great jobs, but when not done right, it can cause quite the disaster. A lot of workshops do not have pre-cut methods, but they pretend to be using pre-cuts, and that's what has happened with this particular BMW M2. I want to start off with the logo over here. If you look very closely, all the PPF is cut over here and it's not a proper cut, which means this is a hand cut. And you can see they've actually scratched the logo with the blade marks over here as well. So it's not a pre-cut, and if you look at the finishing, that's absolutely unacceptable. All the lines from over here are all over the place. When you do a good pre-cut, you don't even need to see any of this. Everything goes below the logo. So that's itself is a very bad thing what's happened to this car as well. And if you look at the overall finishing that this car has, there's loads of silver lining. There's so much of dust on this car. If you come in over here, you can see all of these dust specks, which is absolutely unacceptable. And if you can see very closely, you'll see the silvering as well, which is going on this side. As we move back to the door, you can see all of these dust specks. Now, within the PPF industry, some amount of dust specks is acceptable, especially if it's an all black car. Not all workshops are equipped like us to have a complete dust-free experience. This, however, is extreme amount of dust, and have no idea how the customer actually accepted delivery of the car. If you look over here as well, you can see all the silverings, and you see all of these really big dust. It's all over the car. That's really shocking. Now, another case of where it's not a pre-cut, but it pretends to be a pre-cut is on the doors. Now, if you see the door handle over here, you can see it's been manually cut over here. And you can see the finishing all around over here. Now, there is no reason to cut this. The pre-cuts, they don't have anything over here. It's straight down the bottom. We've done so many of these M2s, we've not had any issues with that as well. So that's really surprising and sad state in which the car is. And if you see over here, if you look more of this amount of dust, this is loads and loads of dust, loads of silver lining. Now again, with the PPF installations, a little bit is within acceptable limits, but this is what a disaster would look like. And if you see at the back over here as well, you can see all of these things. It keeps getting worse. If you look at the back bumper here, they've done the manual cut all the way here. The lines are not straight. It's peeling off from all the edges. You can see the scratches. You see more dust. You see come across over here, and you see the amount of silvering that's happening here and the amount of dust speck that's over here. And look at the cuts over here. This is it just breaks my heart to see something like this, a gorgeous BMW M2 in this condition. If you come around over here on the rear hood, on the rear trunk, you see all of this PPF. So this is actually done till there, and they've tried to do a patchwork on this. Again, I have no idea how and why this customer accepted the car with a PPF job that looks like this. This is the panel which I wish I would have never seen, because this is another disaster. You see all the cut lines, you see the amount of dust in this area. And this is not dust on the car. See, as I'm waving my hand, it's not like the car is dirty and we're trying to make a video out of it. There's literally, look at the amount of imperfection on the car itself. Again, some amount of imperfections are acceptable, but this is just an absolute disaster. And here's where the technician mindset and all of that stuff really comes in. If you come closer to the door over here, you see the PPF line is ending here, and then they've left a gap, and then there is a door edge guard. That does not make any sense. And even the pre-cuts are not designed like this. The pre-cut go on the doors and it goes all the way and it tucks back in as well. Same thing around the mirrors. The mirrors are not even protected with PPF. So this is carbon fiber and there doesn't even have a PPF on this piece. You can see it stays unprotected. Loads of dust over here as well. You can really see this. I don't know how well the camera is going to capture this, but you can see the amount of dust that's there on the entire installation over here. And as we move around to this fender, there's again unimaginable amount of dust, silver lining and everything else. It really is a disaster, and it breaks my heart to see a gorgeous car like the BMW M2 in this condition. If you come down over here again, back where we started off, you can see the finishing. That is absolutely subpar work over here. And you can see that they've cut off on all different edges. I have really no idea what the technicians were thinking or how a shop can even pass out this car to be completely PPF protected. So my word of advice for you is, if you're going for a high quality PPF installation, walk into the shop, look at some of the cars that they're doing, make sure that you see the physical pre-cut plotter and how they're cutting the PPF so you avoid a disaster like this. We're going to be doing the window tints on this car, and the car is going to be coming back to us after a few days as the owner has seen these issues and now he wants to redo the PPF on this. From what I know, we're going to be doing a matte PPF on this to give this car a slightly different look. But this video is just for you to see how bad a PPF drop can get. And if you're going in for the pre-cut, we'll show you examples of what our pre-cut looks like. It's nothing like this. All the edges are tucked in and there's no lines that are cut all over the place. It takes a lot of efforts, technical knowledge and expertise to be able to pull off a great job that we can do. This, however, is completely unacceptable. And that's why it's important to choose a workshop that's experienced in these cars and knows exactly how to use a pre-cut. You can come to Apex Detail Studio, see some of our work in person and choose how you can go forward with that as well. My name is Gaurav. I'll see you in the next one.